Good morning. Today is November 3rd. I am coming to you from Grace and Peace Fellowship in Peggs, Oklahoma. Yes, I'm back to home for now. I will have to go back to Arkansas here in the next week or two to start cleaning out my mother's apartment. She had her leg amputated 2 Sundays ago and was in ICU until a few days ago. So I've been back for a week now, and I've been sick, so I've not been able to get the lessons done. So today we're going to do 2 lessons. You are watching Athena Sunday School for Kids. Today's lessons are going to be Deborah. Let's see here. Deborah is brave, and Gideon wins a battle. All right. I wish this had where I could swing it around. Anyway, it won't. So, we're just going to have to work with it. All right, let's start out with Deborah's brave, and then we'll go to Gideon wins a battle. We'll do our workbook pages. We'll do our books of the Bible. And then we've got a craft where we are going to make a turkey of Thanksgiving. And what we're going to do, we need brown, red, yellow, and 2 other colors of construction paper. You're going to need glue, some googly eyes. If you want to decorate it in any way, then you can. And then just cut out your pieces. Some oval shaped pieces to be the feathers. You need 2 round pieces to be the body. Let me show you. All right, we've got, these are the feathers. I've got 2 round pieces for the body, a little peanut almost shape for his little thing that goes underneath his chin. Then we've got a little folded in half triangle for his mouth. And I also made some little feet. You don't have to make his feet, but you can. And then just a piece of paper to glue it onto. So that's going to be our arts and crafts for here in just a little bit. All right, you're going to have to forgive me. My allergies are killing me today. I'm hoping the allergy pill kicks in. I take them every morning, but they just don't seem to help. All right, so Deborah is brave. This is lesson number 9. It's from October 27th, which was last Sunday. God's people needed help. They were sad because of evil King Jabin. For 20 years, this evil king made life very hard. The Israelites needed help, so they prayed and asked God for the help. God heard the prayers of his people, and he sent help. He sent a woman named Deborah. God had given Deborah a special job. She was the leader of God's people, a judge. Her court was under a palm tree. People who had problems came to see her, and she solved the problems. One day, God decided it was time for Deborah to solve the Israelites' biggest problem of all. It was time to get rid of evil King Jabin. God told Deborah to send for a man named Barak. Deborah gave Barak God's message. God has a job for you. He wants you to take 10,000 men and go to Mount Tabor. The enemies will come to fight, but God will help you win. Barak didn't want to lead his men into battle by himself. He wanted help. He wanted Deborah's help. Barak told Deborah, "If you go with me, I will go. But if you won't go with me, then I won't go." "I will go with you," brave Deborah said, and she knew that God would help his people win. She was not afraid to be with God's people as they prepared to fight the enemy army. So Deborah and Barak and 10,000 Israelite soldiers went into war. God's men marched to Mount Tabor just as God had commanded. The evil King Jabin's general Sisera heard that God's people had come out to fight, and he called for his army. He had 900 iron chariots in his army. Did God's people have any iron chariots? No, they didn't. But they did not even have one chariot made out of iron. But they had God on their side. He was stronger than 900 iron chariots. And one day, Deborah called for Barak. "Go," she said. "This is the day God is going to help you win." So Barak and his army went down to fight. God fought for the Israelites, and the enemy army ran away. God helped Barak and his men that day. The 900 enemy chariots got stuck in the mud that God sent to help his people. Then the enemies ran away, but Barak's army chased them. Soon the enemies were all gone. God had helped his people win. That day, God's people won because they obeyed God. Deborah and Barak were glad. God's people sang a song of praise to God for his help. Did you know that we can be like Deborah? We can be brave and obey God just as she did. And God will help us too. All right, so who was the mean king? He was the evil King Jabin. What was the woman who was a judge in Israel's name? Her name was Deborah. Huh? Alright, so here's the girls. Alright, so we got big news here at the church. Kyla and Ashlyn and Kyla Daisy are going to be big sisters. I'm going to let them tell you what kind of baby, whether it's going to be a brother or sister that they're going to have. So girls, what are you going to have?
It's a baby girl.
Baby girl.
And can I tell you the name?
What are we going to name her?
Kylie, Kyly.
Oh, that's pretty.
The first name. There was a couple of names we were thinking of. What are we going to do?
All right. So we just learned that Deborah is brave. Does anybody remember what job did Deborah have? She was a judge. And she held her court where? It was under a certain kind of tree. Think tropical. Think Florida. Palm tree.
Oh.
There we go. All right.
I've seen palm trees when I went to Disney World.
Yeah.
Oh, can we get these little books?
Yeah, they're over there underneath the Kids Adventures. All right. Now, we're also going to do a second lesson because I'm behind a week because of being sick and traveling and so forth. We're going to do Gideon Wins a Battle. Let me give you girls some scissors.
This is mine.
Did you actually grab your the one you've been working in? All right. Let me get you girls some construction paper and you guys can be cutting out your turkey pieces.
I think I got this piece. Wait, no, I wasn't in this class when we made it.
I make turkeys usually. All right. You girls can pick out.
I want pink.
You need a color for your background. And then you need 4 colors for your feathers.
4, okay. So I got
Is there any brown in there? Because you guys
Yeah,
need brown
I
to
got
cut
brown.
circles.
I have a brown.
All right. There's a brown there. All right. And here is the pieces you guys need to cut.
I got a yellow for feathers, or do I need it for mine?
I used it for both.
Both? Okay. I got 2. I need one more.
Because see, I have yellow, orange, and red.
I got the colors you got.
Oh, that's funny. All right.
I'll take this.
So what you'll do is go ahead and work on cutting out your shapes and just cut out like what I have here.
What do you have there? So,
Like kind of oval, kind of teardrop, big teardrop looking shapes.
I don't know how to do How many circles do we need to do?
I drew mine. You need to do 2 circles, one big and one smaller.
Okay. But not really small. Not so small. Here, guys. You can. Oh, wait, pencil. Can I put that back in there?
All right. Let me go ahead and just keep pushing.
Okay.
Go ahead and put this on here.